Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable. Just Unbreakable. I've already talked about these two. And this movie came out in 2000 and stars Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. And what this movie is basically about, without spoiling anything, we have a character named David Dunn, played by Bruce Willis, and he gets in a train accident very early on in the movie. And he leaves the train accident without a scratch on him. And then comes another character called Elijah Prince, and he's played by Samuel L. Jackson. And he's asking David Dunn all these weird questions, and the movie just goes along from there. And he starts questioning David Dunn whether or not he's a superhero, because Elijah Prince has dedicated his entire life to comic books, and he has an art gallery, and what it is, it's just comics, and it's very much about perspectives and how you see things, and that's even shown with how the movie is shot. And it's a really good movie, and that's all I can say about the plot. Otherwise, if I go any further, I'm going to spoil things, so I'm just going to stop right there. Sorry about that. So what do I like about this movie? I think it has really good writing, and it has well-written characters, and the performances hold up this movie very well. I think Bruce Willis is very good in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson, he's great. I thought that the opening scene was very powerful, and the music along with that opening scene was also fantastic, and the music throughout the film is great. And there's a lot to appreciate within it, and I know that a lot of people really love this movie. I don't love this movie. I like it. I think it's good. I have my issues with it, but we'll get into those problems later. But staying on positives, I think Elijah Prince is the best character in the entire movie. Whenever he was on screen, I was 100% invested, and I was never bored. And even if he has some kind of weird dialogue, and he was saying weird things, I'm not going to say what they are, it was always entertaining, and I wanted to see where the story was going to go. I think where the story goes is very interesting. There are a couple of things that I feel don't make sense, but for the most part, I think it works very well, and where it eventually leads to is great. And I can't say where it leads to eventually, because that would spoil the movie. Sorry if I'm constantly saying that, but I'm trying to be very careful, because I'm trying to save the experience for this movie for you if you do decide to watch this movie. There's some really memorable scenes in this movie, and also very satisfying and really fun to watch. They're not all the same emotion for me. Like, one scene is very sad and very impactful for me. Another scene is really funny. Another scene is really interesting. Another scene is very satisfying. You have all those types of scenes, but they all work perfectly, and they never feel as though they're working against each other tonally. They all feel as though they flow naturally within the story that is being told. I'm going to get into my issues now, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. I don't really care about David Dunn, unfortunately. I find his character to be kind of boring. What I like about his character is him exploring himself about who he is, and discovering that he actually does have powers. That stuff is cool. However, when it's just his personal life, all that stuff I don't care about. Whenever it's something, when it's like family drama, I don't care about that. It just feels like filler to me, and there's some pretty bad dialogue in this movie that I just found to be really annoying. When they're talking about, I bet my dad could beat up your dad, I'm just like, oh, shut up. But aside from those two things, I think Unbreakable is a very solid movie. I think there are elements that really work about it. There's things that kind of bothered me and kind of bored me, and I wasn't fully into this movie as I wished I could have been. I think The Sixth Sense is much better than this movie. It's compelling all the way through for me. And this movie was definitely solid. I'll give it credit. And I'm glad that people really love this movie. Don't let me stop you from enjoying it. If you love this movie, more power to you. But as for me, I think it's good. I wished it focused on different elements and had a better main character. But aside from that, very good movie. And I'm going to give Unbreakable a 7 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Unbreakable. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Unbreakable down below. And my social media links, they will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up. And that's going to be for Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I think it's the only Edgar Wright movie I haven't seen. And I'm looking forward to watching that movie. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.